If senior management is not backing your work comp program reform project, you will not be successful. Hello, my name is Michael Stack, and I'm the CEO of AMAX. And that fact, if senior management is not backing, you will not be successful, is 100% true, or at least as successful as you could. You'll be kind of running up a mountain, or you're going to be kind of slugging through the mud, trying to get some improvements without senior management approval. It's going to be very difficult. Now, I will caveat that with that very rarely are you going to have 100% backing by your senior managers. So don't use that as an excuse to do nothing. Don't use that as an excuse to do nothing. A lot of times, if you don't have 100% approval, maybe you can get 20% approval. Maybe you say, let's do a pilot. Let's start this little project. Let's kind of test this and see how it goes. And then you build momentum from there. That's how you oftentimes will end up doing that. But how do you get even that first 20% of approval in order to start that pilot? I'm going to give you some tips here in this video as far as how to build management commitment. I'm going to give 3 little tips for you, 3-part process here in order to different tactics, different techniques, different ways to start thinking, okay, I'm going to get that little first approval in order to get this pilot. First one is talk in their language. Talk in the language of your senior manager, of your boss. What is important to them? What is important to them? Look particularly at the financial metrics that are important to them. So let's say your organization, or your senior manager, is really big on the EBITDA number, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Let's say that's their hot ticket number. That's the one that they always look at. That's the one that they're reporting on. That's the one that they're tracking on. Maybe this is true for your organization. Maybe it's not. But you got to find this out. If that's what it is, you need to make note of that. That's the language that they speak. Maybe they speak just in net income. Maybe that's their hot ticket number. Maybe it's revenue from operations. Whatever the hot ticket number is for that particular senior manager, talk in their language. Understand what's important to them. Once you understand what's important to them, quantify workers' comp in that language. Quantify workers' comp in that language. Figure out what it means from a financial standpoint. How does workers' compensation impact EBITDA? How does it impact net income? How does it impact revenue from operations? How do workers' comp costs impact this highly important number to your senior manager? When you could talk in their language, when you can quantify these costs in a language that they understand that's important to them, that can now get their attention. Again, very rarely you're going to have just this 100% approval. Yeah, you'll go ahead and do whatever you want. You have an unlimited budget and resources. That just doesn't happen. But you can get that pilot and you can build some of that momentum. From a financial standpoint, highly effective way to do this. Number 3, if this isn't working, or if you need a little bit of a booster in order to now start to have them pay attention, you can look at the impact of one individual claim. So one individual claim. There's 2 motivating factors for human beings. One is financial, or particularly in a business sense. One is financial, one is emotional. One is financial, one is emotional. Individual claims can often really pull that emotional lever. They pull that emotional lever. So you've got one claim that's was $375,000, and your company is a trucking company, and you're like, we're trying to build, we need really to replace a number of the trucks on our fleet. And in order to do that, for the Southwest Division, that would probably cost us, around 390,000 or whatever the number is. And this one individual claim cost us 375. Can be a major impact when you start to quantify it in those terms in the cost of an individual claim. So financially, it pulls that lever, and then emotionally, oftentimes it's fraud. So oftentimes the emotional level of fraud can be a major impact and a major driver for management commitment. So if you could dial that in, you could say, well, John Smith, this is what John did, and he pulled one over, and it costs the company 270K or 100,000 or whatever the number is. Most of the time, it's not the number that's the driver. It's the fact that this isn't going to happen here. This is not something that we're going to allow at Acme to happen. And so that can be a big driver of emotional change. Management commitment, if you have it, can be a hugely powerful force. If you don't have it, it's a massive roadblock. Again, my name is Michael Stack, and I'm the CEO of AMAX. Remember, your work today in workers' compensation can have a dramatic impact on your company's bottom line, but it will have a dramatic impact on someone's life. So be great.